Hello, twin flames. This is Victoria, and I'm here with your daily energy check. Welcome to my channel. Whether you're new or you're coming back, I'm excited about the message that we're about to see here. Today, I was guided to ask a bit more specific question that we normally do. So we're still gonna do a check-in for the twin collective for divine feminine, divine masculine, but the question is not just gonna be what's the energy like at the moment, but it's going to be what are the twins healing at the moment, individually, collectively, but we'll see it separately for the feminines and the masculines. And then of course we'll take a look at what's going on in the connection, and I'll pull some cards about what's going on DMs and DF's mind. What are they thinking about? It could be about each other, it could be something else, we'll see. Okay, let's start with an oracle deck as always. We'd never skip that. And today, because we have quite a gloomy and rainy day in New York, I decided to go for something beautiful and colorful. And yes, you got it right. I've got the whispers of the ocean with me and dolphins right on top of it, safe and surrounded by love. I think it's a beautiful message to begin this reading. And whatever you're healing right now on your journey, whatever is coming up for you these days, remember that you are safe and surrounded by love. Let's get a card for divine feminine first of all. Let's jump right in. I also got a unicorn here, so that's another piece of magic that maybe somebody needed today. I don't know. I almost feel like there's like a cry for help out there, and I don't think it's everyone, but it's like there are some people who are struggling these days, and I just feel like sharing this sort of like virtual hug with you guys. And yeah, if you need to talk, if you want a session, let me know. And actually the first call is free, so we can talk. I can get you at least kind of directed in the right direction if you're interested in something specific or something is bothering you right now. And of course you can let me know in the comments if you have any specific questions about the journey right now or something that you'd like more guidance on, and I'll gladly add those questions to the readings and we'll get you some additional info. Okay, let's see what we have for divine feminines in the meantime. Not sure why I went with this monochromatic backdrop for the months of September, but it just, yeah, maybe I like the whole thing with the moon and the sun. Maybe that was it. Yeah, probably. As we're getting closer to the autumn equinox, days are getting shorter. Okay, so divine feminines, we've got gentle moderation, number 42. Take your time. Pressure from others or yourself can be released by renegotiating what you're trying to accomplish. Yeah, so remember, we always talk about it. For some, I'm getting like several messages at a time. For some, I'm getting this is connected with addiction and OCD. So you can, like, part of your OCD can be that you're setting this, you have like very high bar for yourself and or for others, usually both. And you're just getting a lot of anxiety because it's very hard to achieve those. It's unrealistic. So think about that, think in that direction, especially as we're going to be talking about the patterns we're healing right now. For others, I'm getting another nudge. Remember, we talk about planning and having a plan. So remember that having a plan is not a great idea. Planning is good, right? Like the activity, the action, but not like having everything on paper and, keeping super strict to that plan. Yourself or others, or like I said, usually both, right? So take some pressure off. It's supposed to be in gentle moderation. So yeah, take care of yourself and remember that if you are not if your cup is not full, you won't be able to achieve much externally, right? So internal goes first, as within, so without. And if at this time, and you may be feeling, and it's relevant for any of us, that sometimes we feel a little bit more tender, you know, I don't want to use the word weak because I don't think it's accurately painting the picture, but we are more tender, or we can get tired sooner, especially if we're going through a lot of energetic shifts, or we're working with a lot of people, or something big is happening in our life. So yeah, take it easy on yourself. It's not like you have to give your 150% every single day, 24/7, 365 days a year, you know. This is the self-love foundation that you're building here. It's gonna take you a long way with other people, including your twin. Okay, what do we have with the masculines? We have number 40, rediscover your zeal. More masculine colors here. Masculine chakras, I mean. Pay attention to the passion you're feeling for discovery, learning, exploration, spirituality, travel, your work, or your relationship. So the sacral chakra. Passion and desire go together, especially as inspiration. So yeah, I'm getting that the sacral chakra gets lit up, and you know, like, it's kind of like this chakra is, when it's lit up, when it's activated, sometimes it can be hyperactive, you know. It can be like, depending on what the person's instincts are, it can be treated very different ways. And for masculines, a lot of times what they treat it as is this like sexual drive, this kind of passion that they need to, like, they need to do something about it, right? To get that relief, to get to that euphoria, to get it satisfied, that hunger, right? But of course, another angle to it is the creative pursuits, being artistic. We saw that for Divine Feminine just yesterday, I think, in a reading. It's about using that same energy, right? It's still sacral chakra, but putting that passion into action. That's what's important now. Action doesn't mean that you are supposed to get out of your house and, you know, go run after someone or something. At least it's, even if you're still in your apartment, but you are doing your research, you are like starting to make connections with the right people towards your passion, right? Towards your dreams. That's something, that's the beginning. Like even more than the beginning, right? That's you pursuing your dreams and your passion. Yeah, it can be anything, all kinds of learning, discovery, exploration, travel, your work, your relationship. And relationship doesn't just mean sex, just saying. Okay, so that was a good start. Let's get to tarot. So today I've got my spellcaster. Yeah, that's what they're called, spellcasters tarot. So what are Divine Feminine's healing these days, right now, as we're talking? What is the healing process about for Divine Feminine Collective watching this video? That was kind of a lot. I'll take this one. Knight of Swords. We'll pull some clarifiers here. Okay, for the masculines. Ooh, King of Pentacles and Eight of Swords. I like it. What is the connection energy at this time? Take this too, it was kind of jumpy. Yeah, because it's a Tower card. Tower and Page of Pentacles, which is about pursuing the passion, by the way. Pursuing your dreams and your goals. Okay, yeah, I'm starting to see the storyline here. Please clarify the Knight of Swords. It's very close to the candle, right? And those are real candles. We have 10 of Wands. For masculine, please clarify. Okay. Please clarify Page of Pentacles and the Tower for the connection. It's also funny because he's like, in this deck, the guy is like listening closely and he's almost like, looks like listening to the sound of the tower crashing. That's pretty cool. Oh, there you go, 2 of Wands. The passion continues. It was the moon card, by the way. It was the full moon. Yeah, so I was telling you that the full moon, this super moon, was like so intense, so powerful, and that energy is gonna linger with us for a few days. So it makes total sense that that energy is impacting now, because the energy is like cascading into 3D. It's impacting what is actually going on with us on a more conscious level. Okay. So the feminine has got Knight of Swords, clarified by 10 of Wands. Yeah, so I'm getting this is, in terms of healing, this is healing the desire to kind of be sharp and bitter with your truth, right? That's the big emphasis here. That sometimes we may fall, like any and all of us, but I think even more so when we have like the teacher role, we get into the point where we don't necessarily use our intuition and discernment on what kind of information we're revealing, or sometimes you know, there's ego in the message that we're sending. It's like, yeah, I'm the truth teller, so I'm gonna tell you what you should do now, that sort of idea. I don't want to dive too deep into it. I think it paints the picture, and what I want to say is, with the 10 of Wands here, I see that this is the healing part, because the feminine, it's not like just divine feminine just stops doing it because it's, you know, not the right thing to do. No, divine feminines can see what is this behavior caused by, and it's caused by the previous burdens that they've been carrying around for many years, maybe their entire life, or maybe even multiple lifetimes for some, like specific scenarios, right? Because, and it happens a lot that people, like, of course there are some people that are trying to, you know, be smart and impose their opinion on people and everything, but a lot of times we have specific topics that we kind of, quote unquote, again, care about, passionate about, which is a little dangerous, because in reality, and that's what DFs are discovering here, just pressures. It can be that we are passionate because that's where we got hurt. That's our Achilles heel. That's our weak spot, our scenario, our pattern that we haven't completely healed. And I know there's a bit of a paradox there of like, if this is our weak point, why are we telling others what to do or what is the truth? But that's how psyche works, you know. That's how our behavioral patterns work. So this is DFs discovering why they have temptation to do that, or what does it mean when they do it. It could be that you spotted it in just one of those next tries when you were doing it again, and you're like, hang on, this is not kind, this is not loving, like, why am I saying this? Where is this coming from? And then you dig deeper and you get into this, like, this baggage was with you for a very long time, and that's why. Right? For others, it's just the point of self-exploration and that full moon energy that is bringing to the surface certain things that you have either suppressed or didn't even think about. That's a fair shot too. Like, you know, maybe you just haven't even touched the topic yet, and then suddenly you see a movie, you read something in an article, you hear someone's story, and it immediately speaks to you. And it's like, you know, several like flashes several light bulbs light up and you piece it together and it comes into a story and you see the pattern. It's beautiful. I love it this way. Sorry, it's getting a little long, so let's move on. For the masculines, we have 8 of Swords and King of Pentacles, clarified by 9 of Pentacles. So what I like about this is divine masculine is, remember I was talking about self-love. And we have Rediscover Your Zeal actually here, which is actually it's superbly connected, these 2 cards. And look, even the colors again, we have red and orange again. But this, yeah, I usually don't really read 9 of Pentacles as Rediscover Your Zeal, but this makes so much sense, especially with the card in this deck. Because this is like a single person's card. It's like, I'm enjoying myself in my garden, in my home, doing my thing, you know, I'm my own king or queen. But this is not just like, I'm happy with my life. This is also Rediscover Your Zeal. This is like, find your passion. Look, it's like almost like that person is trying to pick it up. It's like recognizing, that's my passion, that's what I want to do, and it's somewhere up there. That's why maybe it wasn't so obvious before, but they finally look up and they're like, oh, it's been here all along, it's perfect for me, yeah, I want to do this. And what I see here in terms of healing is that they're getting out of their head about what the success looks like or the lifestyle that they're supposed to have, you know, in order to be whatever, accepted, cherished, recognized, whatever that picture is, right? Can be for some people depending on who they are, what they do. It can be more public, less public, but there are certain criteria. We all have those, even if we don't realize it, right? What does it mean? And they're getting out of their head of thinking that A, they aren't gonna make it the way other people do, and B, maybe that's not even what's gonna make them happy, right? So it's like giving themselves that freedom of dreaming and pursuing their passion without having to consider too much for too long. How is it gonna impact my public profile, and is it still gonna help me earn this amount of money, or I don't know, get this many subscribers on Instagram, or I don't know, have that something title in the local community. And I know it sounds shallow, but you also realize when you start thinking about it in reality that it's a lot more real than it sounds. And whether we like it or not, that's what the vast majority of us does. We may think to ourselves, oh yeah, I'm my own person, right? Like I'm nobody's gonna tell me what to do. But essentially, by following those trails and trying to follow someone else's path or do something that people recognize as successful, we still do that. So divine masculines are admitting that to themselves, getting out of that maze where, you know, they're already shown the way and there's no other way to do it. No, they like their freedom. They want to pursue their passion. For something unconventional, I'm getting here, something that they've never considered before, or maybe they thought that it wasn't something serious, and a serious person like them wouldn't pursue that seriously. Now they're actually considering it. For the connection, so I started talking about it a little bit. We also have 2 of Wands, just flames. Again, it's the connection, it's the twin flame connection. It's on fire, yeah. So there is a clear direction now for the twins. And yeah, they heard it as like a, you know, like a thunderstorm. We actually have a thunderstorm today in my area, so it's quite literal for me. But you know, take it how it resonates. It could have been, you could have heard the thunderstorm from a bird singing, or your mother talking to you, or a news report, a TV program, right? It can be anything, or a download from your higher power, from your guides. But the twins actually heard the call, right? That the tower, the previous like structure is breaking, and you're headed somewhere new, somewhere beautiful, somewhere. And you know, this even notion of surfboard, like we don't usually see that in this card, right? But to me, it kind of emphasizes this stride for passion and joy, right? For doing something like surfing. I mean, yeah, these days it's actually an Olympic sport. But, you know, it's not something that you do in order to get titles or, I don't know, get a lot of money. If anything, I think it's gonna, you know, you're gonna need to spend some money. But it's about the joy, the thrill, the drive of this ride, right? The euphoria of this moment when you're riding a wave. That's what's taking you there. And it can be dangerous too. But again, it's the thrill, right? And you go for it. So it's something like that, but I'm getting it's. I just realized that sometimes people would go for something like that because of trends, because of fashion as well, of what other people are doing. But this is a lot more authentic. So you can take your own example. The most important part is that it's coming in by twins freeing themselves from certain limitations, from certain old structures, that things are supposed to be a certain way, or priorities in my life go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this order, or by this age I'm supposed to do this, so yeah, I need to get going with that, and I can look at this later. No, now it's a complete reconsideration of these priorities. Okay, what are divine masculines thinking about right now? What's in their conscious mind? Okay. Time to ground yourself. Absolutely. You already know. And I need time for me. Yes, exactly. That's like triple confirmation. 9 of Pentacles, time for me, you know. Find your zeal. Rediscover your zeal. It's all there. Yes, ground yourself, take time for yourself, and you already know. Then again, it's like divine masculines telling to themselves, to their 3D selves, you already know this, and you always knew that this was you. You're just now rediscovering, remembering it. Beautiful, love it. Let's see what we have for the feminines. What are divine feminines thinking about? Okay. 1 Pentacle, please give me time. I've never felt this way before. I just wish things were different. And what do you want? Yeah, so divine feminines are also taking time for themselves. They are doing that healing part that we spoke about, that's opening up new projects and new possibilities for them. And they want to rediscover that. They want to give it a shot. They want to look into it, to consider it, right? And they're looking into it from a perspective, what do you want? What, like, kind of like, what do I want, right? But like zooming out and like asking their 3D self, what do you want? And yes, the answer quickly comes that I wish things were different. But this time, again, it's not just about like, yeah, complaining like, I wish things were different. I don't like this, and this could have been better, and it should have been there by now. It's the actual consideration of what is it that I want? What is it that I want to take on, you know, in the physical, in 3D? Awesome. I love these messages. I hope you did as well. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye.